Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome to the series on Star Trek Fleet Command. I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks. How to play the game. This episode though, we're just going to go through some basics, some of the early things that it's useful to know. Okay. Sorry for the slight delays. I'm live streaming these ones. Later on, we'll actually have some people hopefully joining in for some comments, but just a few, there might be a few bumps as I sort of get up and going, but trust me, it'll be great once I get my hands and everything under control. But anyway, okay, so let's just do a quick run through the game. So in this game, it's available for both iPad and Android devices, I believe. And what the idea is, you've got a series of galaxies. Now, I'm going to come out to this very wide sort of view. This is the whole galaxy. Now, when you start up, you're going to get placed into a galaxy. And not everybody gets placed into the same galaxy, and you can't control it. So if you want to play with some friends, you might be out of luck, because you can't control which galaxy you go into. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's say you get into a galaxy, and what you're going to do is you're going to start, there's all these different systems, and you're going to start at a low-level system. These systems have got numbers on them, and you might start in the system level 1, you work your way up into the 2s, and then you go up higher and higher, and as you level up in the application, you get up closer and closer, and then you've got these 3 spaces, which represents Federation, Romulan, and Klingon space, but I haven't actually got quite up to them yet. So we've got multiple galaxies, and then we've got a whole series of systems in those galaxies, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my home system, and within this system there are planets. All systems are a circle, and there's different things, different planets. The red ships are hostile, so you can just go around and shoot them as you like. If you use 2 fingers, you can zoom in and you can get a nice view of one of the different spaceships. You can tap on them and get information about the ships and scan them. And so I could decide to go off and attack that, and it's showing my ship versus his. My ship's a bit stronger, so yeah, let's just go for it. I go off and I attack, and yay, I won. And then I might tap on my ship and say recall to go back home again. And my ship now needs repairing, so I'm going to say, okay, repair. Now, good thing is if it's under 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes you get for free. So it just speeds it up a little bit. And so I've got a number of different ships. I can pick manage, I can pick swap ship. These are some different ships I've collected over the time. And different people have got different ships, of course. It's the same sets of ships, but you've got to build them up one by one and learn how to build them up and level them up. So they'll have different strengths. And you might notice that I've actually got 3 fortunates, because they're miners, and I like sending out lots of miners at the same time. I'm going to go back to my... Oh no, we're going to leave that one there. Okay. Now, when you start off, you only got 2 ships. When you get to level 17, you get a 3rd ship, and that's why I've got 3 ships down the bottom. We'll have a look at a bit more of that later on. Cool. So the red ships are hostiles, blue are other players, and purple, if you see them, are people on your own alliance. Now, I've come over here in the middle of nowhere with nobody else around, so I don't accidentally do YouTube videos of other people too much. So that's on purpose. Cool, so we've got systems, we've got levels, and the levels get more and more complicated, and you've got to level yourself up to get to a particular level. And so there's what they refer to as a warp distance. And so if I pick something up high, it says, at a range, can't do that, you need a super powerful engine. So I can't go to that system yet. And so it's a way of keeping newcomers at lower levels until they up-level their ships and so forth. Okay, let's come back to here. Okay, so what else have we got here? So we've got inside, if I click on the exterior button, you can see an outside view of the station, and you can see there's my ship dock there. And so I've got 3 docks, dry docks. I can hit the interior button and I can see the inside of it. And so part of the game is to go around building up the inside of it. And I've got some dilithium crystal that my generators, these are generators and protectors and vaults and things. Over here are some different buildings, and I've been upgrading them. And I can actually finish some of the upgrades. And so the idea is you slowly build up and increase your buildings. It gives you more strength. You do up-level your generators, you up-level all these different things. And so I've got to get my operations up to level 19, which is this one. This is my research building. So another thing you do is you do lots of research to for ships when you're fighting. And in the station, there's a whole lot of different sorts of research, and you can tap on them and find out what sort of benefits they give you. This one's station defenses, but I've got to get up to level 19 to take that one to the next level, which will get me from 20 to 30% boost. And so the game's a combination of building, research, creating ships, going off and attacking things. So this one's definitely a PvP game. So you can go off and attack other players. You can't attack people in your own alliance, but you can attack people in other alliances. And so in an alliance, you get together with some friends, some teammates, and you might go around and help each other or defend each other. And so this little button here is some other people who've asked for help. And when I click the Help All button, it just speeds up their repairs or their building or their research. And so you can help each other out a little bit. There are also gifts. So this little claim box up here in the top right corner that's blinking at me now. If I tap it, every 10 minutes you get a free chest, and then every 4 hours and every 24 hours you get other chests as well. And so I'm going to claim that 10-minute one, and I've got some officer experience. There's another thing we've got, as well as ships. I'm looking up in the top left corner now. These are different ships you can build and make and so forth. But you've also got officers, which are sort of like cards you can get, and you get a deck of cards, and every so often you can open up a new card and you can up-level them. So I've got an officer there that I could promote. And then you can put these officers. So if I look at one of the officers, he's got a number of different capabilities. That's his, if he's the captain, he's got some benefits there. If he's just on the bridge, there's some other capabilities he's got. So you can see what level they are. You can promote them up to certain levels, or you up level them, and then when they hit a certain rank, you've got to promote them. And the only way you can promote them is by collecting the shards. And so this guy, I've only got 28 of the 36 I need before I can promote him again and make him even stronger. And so then if I look, I can assign different officers. The top 3 are on the bridge. The one in the middle is the captain, and so he gets the extra captain skill. And the 2 other side are also on the bridge, and so you get their secondary skills. So I'd get his tactician, and this one I get hot pursuit and critical strike. Now, there's lots of different skills. They're all unique. I'm not going to go through them all here, but just to give you a little bit of feel of the depth of the program. There's also events, and so every so often there's different events on. Here's a sort of time-limited station event. You try and upgrade the ship station as much as you can, and you get extra bonuses. There's a big competition going on at the moment. Different teams or different strengths. And you get prizes based on how much upgrading you've been doing. So there's different events at different times. This one gives you different challenges. Some of them are worth doing, some of them are less important. What else have we got? So there's 3 basic resources, which is across the top right corner. So we've got Pasteel, which is the brown one. If we go inside, this corresponds to, here's my Pasteel generator and warehouse. These are the generators. And And once you get to your limit, so I've got my max limit of pastille that I can do at the moment, so it's not generating anymore. I've also got tritanium and then dilithium. And I'm not full up on dilithium, that's why it's still generating dilithium. Cool. Now, if I go back out to the system, these little patches like here, I can actually go off and mine. And so if I'm going to pick my miner and I'm going to send him off over there, and he flies over and he starts mining. Now, this is not a particularly action-packed game. This is a more long-term strategy game. You can see that down the bottom there, it's saying I've got 27 minutes. I can tap on the different locations to work out how many resources are left, because other people have been mining there as well. And of course, somebody else then can come along and attack me and blow me up. And that's part of the game, is you've got to work out how to collect resources and so forth. There's also different missions you can get. So this mission, I've got to attack a different particular ship. It's a special event ship, and he's quite strong, got 36,000 strength, and so I might have to use a stronger ship. But you see, my ship over here is only 19,000. So that might not be good enough. I might need to up-level that ship or get a different ship to go attack him. So I can pick one of them, which is my stronger ship. And now it's getting a bit better, because my ship is around 33,000, that one's 36, and there's various things about it, about, you know, what crew you've got on the ship, and some other details like that that influence the attack and so forth as well. So I've talked about alliances. You've also got a chat, which I'm not going to show. In the missions, there's also daily missions. And so you get these other missions you can try and go for to get extra bonus points. I've completed the first stage. You can tap on up here, and there's the rewards you get if you get enough points. So if I did some more of these individual missions, so for example, Power Creep, I've got to get 1,500 points in a day. I've got 17 hours left, and that will give me another 40 points. So if I come over here, because what I've been doing, is I have been doing this one, and it's finished. So if I collect that now, I've now up-leveled that building a bit more. I kicked it off quite some time ago, and that one actually took many hours to complete. And now if I go back to my missions, it says, oh, I've got 150 points out of 1,500. So it's nowhere near enough. And so you've got to complete enough different things in a day to win those prizes and get up in the points. So it's the daily missions. And so you can see there's a bit of depth to it. There's a few different things you can do. There's different sorts of things. I talked about the 3 primary resources, but there are also minerals. There's, duck. I think a spaceship just flew past. Okay, I'm going to bring this guy back. I don't really need any more pastille at the moment. But there, wrong button. I can come over here and I'm going to go to this system. This system, for example, has got some crystal, and there's 2-star, 3-star, 4-star crystal, and there's also ore, and there's gas with different colors. This is also dilithium mines, and so the whole lot of people there are mining the dilithium. Got some more down here, and so it's quite busy there at the moment. There's an example of a purple ship. These are on my side, my alliance. If I wanted to, I could fly over there, but there's not much dilithium left yet. It takes forever to mine dilithium. It's just really, really slow. I don't think there's anything slower in your life than mining dilithium. But there's some of the missions you've got to do it. So I've mentioned you can attack people when you get up. You can't do it when you start off. You've got to get up to level 10. And then when you're up to level 15, you can start attacking people's bases as well. There are other things like items. If you beat somebody else, you might get a loot chest. There are things like speed up tokens, various resources. So when you mine minerals, you also can then refine them, and the refined version is what you need to do things. And there's common, uncommon, and there's also rare. Do I have any rare? Yeah, I've got some rare ore there in the middle. And so you need these to do various things like upgrade ships. So if I wanted to try and upgrade the ship, every 5 levels, we've got a level number 30 for this one. Every 5 levels, you've got to tier it up, and which means you've got to, this one, I've got to get 200, I've got to get 550 uncommon refined gas to be able to get that thing up. So I don't have the resources for that yet. So I've got to keep mining the resources. I then put them through the refinery and hopefully get enough to actually go off and be able to upgrade it. And that thing's going to take forever to upgrade, basically. That ship's particularly bad. It's a great ship, but particularly hard to upgrade, unfortunately. What else is there? There is also in the items. So that was the different materials. And then you've got shields. Shields you can use to protect your base, but while they're up, you can't attack anybody else. So they're sort of only so useful. You also get experience points for ships and officers you can use. And you can collect tokens over time to actually be able to get new officers. So if I go to officers, into recruit, this little number 1 down here, I'm not going to do it just at the moment, but up at the top you can see I've got 86 of the blue, and it takes 20 to get 1 chest, and so I could go off and open, let's just do one. I'm going to pick one. And what did I get? So I got some experience points, which I used to level them up. I got 1 more card of this person. Demeter. Helvia. Ooh, up to 19 of 20 there. And woohoo! That's lucky. I've now got all 20. And so I'm going to show you a little bit more then. It's done. So what I'm now going to do, now every 10 minutes this comes along, you just grab them because there's freebies. You want those freebies. Okay, so if I go back over now to the officers, to learn, I can now promote. And so it cost me 5,000 of the green stuff, which is titanium. I'm going to promote her. And then if I go up to the level up, well, I've got 86,000 of the experience points, and so I can level her up a bit more, and she becomes a bit stronger. She gets more energy and strength, and so forth. And I can keep going up until level 15, and when I hit level 15, I'll have to promote her again. But I'm going to leave that for the moment. So there's also the concept of factions, which is the Romulans, Klingon, Federation, and Klingons. And as you get higher up, you can actually get a rating with the different them. So the Federation tolerate me at the moment. I'm not really in their good books, but they put up with me. And so I can come over to the store, and I've done some of the missions that give me some Federation points, and so I can come in here and I can buy, and I get some, yeah, oh, that's 5 hours of speed up tokens. That's actually quite useful. And 100,000 a pass deal. Not sure what I'm going to do with that. And over here, you might notice now is this winner, because I achieved some milestone in the officer event because I up-leveled it, and so I've got these other bonus presents. Some, I might come back over here and sort of say, oh, I wonder what sort of officer event that was. And so in this officer event, I've got 11,000. I've got to do quite a few points before I get up to the next level. I can tap on it and sort of work out, and I'm going to get more steel. It's the top ones that are really start to get nice, but they're quite hard. So back out of that, and I come over to items, and I'm going to, I can actually refine. We can only do it once a day. I might leave that, no, just do it. So I'm going to do a batch. So I've got 29,000 mined, so I'm going to do 2 batches for 15 just to get through a bit faster. So I'm going to hit open all. And so I've got 20 riff uncommon and 540 common. And so the uncommon is the one that you keep running out of. Cool. So I don't have much of that one, so I'm just going to do 1 batch. And I got 2 batches of common, nothing uncommon. That's a bit of a pity. Got 42,000 here, so I'm going to do 2 batches. 10. Yeah, so I only got 10 uncommon out of all of that. So you're getting some. And at lower levels, you get smaller amounts, and the higher you go up, as your refinery increases, you get larger amounts. Cool. Oh, at the top there, you might notice the 3 resources plus that yellow one, which is called lactim. And what the idea of that one is it's sort of like you can use it, it's sort of like gems in other games. You can use it to buy those 3 resources if you don't have enough of them yourself. Okay, so we've got a lot of different systems. This is a ship I was upgrading. It's now been upgraded. And now I can start leveling it up further. I don't actually have enough XP to level it up at the moment, but what I can do is take it out and attack a ship. Obviously I'm going to go for the easy ship. This is not the strongest. This is really a mining ship rather than a attacking ship. There we go. And I'm going to bring it home to do a recall. Bring it home. The reason I'm doing this is just showing that I've actually got 52 cargo. I've damaged a little bit, so I've got to repair it. It's only a little bit of repair, so it's quick. I'm going to go into the... Oh, I hadn't put any officers on it. So that one with almost no officers, and so I can pick my different officers and pick them between the 3 ships. But you may notice now that it's got 169 experience points, and so when you get up to a level, it'll level up, and you got 5 levels and so forth. So anyway, this is the basic sorts of ideas that I wanted to get across. Hopefully this is getting a little bit of a feeling to what the game is like. Just having a quick think. So we've gone through the galaxies, the systems, gone through gifts. I think we got through a fair bit of it. So that was really just to give an idea of the breadth of the game. In later ones, I'm really going to get into greater detail about tips and tricks for how to play the game well, because there's a lot of different things that you can learn and so forth. But that's all I wanted to do today. Hope you enjoyed this, got something useful out of it. I'll see you next time. Bye.